everybody, it's Gannon Mahaffay, and welcome back to your dose of Action Caffeine, where we inject pest control service leaders across the globe with a recipe to take action every single day. Now, in this episode, I want to basically show you how to make your marketing just a little bit better. Now, marketing is an important part of your plan for success, your pest control business success. Okay, let's look at what we can do to help you enjoy a successful marketing adventure. Number one, make sure your service is designed around your client. Don't design it around you. Don't design it around your technicians to make it easier for them. You want to make sure that you design it around your client. This is very important. Now, having a marketing plan in place is great, but it will only work if your pest control service offer is something that the client wants. Okay? They need a lot of stuff, obviously. All right? They need you can point out so much stuff that they need, but they got to want it. So make sure that's what's happening. Number two, go for the wow effect and over-deliver on all your services. All right, you got to stand out. Providing pest control service like the other guy is the worst thing you can do. In fact, you want to be totally opposite of what your competitor's doing. You want them to use your company and say, man, that's the best pest control service I've ever had. And you want them to say, wow, that's the best service company that's ever been at my house or my business, not just the best pest control guy. Now, if you wow them and over-deliver on their services, they will keep using you. And they're going to tell their friends and family about you as well. And we want that service, and we want them, we want that referral, and we want them to be clients for life. Number three, you need to know and understand who your client is. An important part of your marketing is getting to know and understand your client. All right? Who are they? The better you know your client, the more accurate your marketing campaign will be, and the better the results will be. Because if you don't know them, you don't know what they need, and you don't know what they want. Okay? Get to know them. Number four, make sure your pest control business is running efficiently. All right, that's going to help your marketing much, much more if you've got an efficiently ran pest control service company. Okay? Your service is important, but so is ensuring that your business is running efficiently. All right? All right, this is crucial to your success, and you want to make sure that your calls are handled quickly when they call in. That's very important. Staff is they properly greet and educate their clients. Education is so important, and a lot of times, unless you're pushing it day in, day out, your client or your staff is not going to educate them. All right, there's got to be scripts and plans in place to make sure this happens. You want to make sure that the complaints are handled. They're handled courteously, and they're handled quickly. Yeah, a lot of times you're thinking, I'm not going to have complaints, but you know as well as I do, especially if you've been in business for a while, they just happen, okay? You need to make sure you have a plan in place to tackle them quickly. You need to make sure that the technicians are on time and they look presentable. There's so much that goes into this, and much like when somebody takes pride in their vehicle, their personal vehicle, they take pride in their home, their lawn's manicured, their house looks great, their house is cleaned all the time. That's what you want. You want them to take pride in themselves and take pride in you and your business. You want to make sure that the vehicles are fully stocked and clean, etc. I could go on and on and on for hours on this particular subject, and I have in other programs, but you get my point here. Number five, invest in your staff. Okay? A common mistake is to overlook your staff. Don't overlook your technicians. Don't overlook your salespeople. Don't overlook your office staff. You can't do that. Your staff are your most important resource. So make sure that they are getting the attention that is needed. Some need different types of attention, okay? Look after them. Offer them ongoing training. All right? What's ongoing training? Some of you guys think, oh, hell, I'll go to the conference, the pest control conference once a year, and that's good enough. Hey, bullshit. All right? There's got to be daily training. All right. You've got to have a weekly training program set up for each individual portion of your company. Your salespeople, your service people, and your office staff, they all need to be trained differently and together. You got to make sure this happens. Got to motivate them to outperform themselves, because they are working against themselves a lot of time, and their competition. Now, what I mean by competition is, well, the other guys out there on the block, the other companies. And I'm also talking about competing with each other, okay? There's nothing wrong with competing with each other. In fact, that should be encouraged within your company. Friendly competition, and they should be rewarded for winning. All right, winning is very important. Now, if you get some snowflakes that are afraid of competition, guess what, man? They're going to be gone eventually, because if they're too timid and they don't want to compete and try to win each week for fun and maybe for compensation or recognition, then guess what? It's time for them to go. You don't need them. You know what? Encourage them to work together as a team as well. All right. This is not against what I just said. I mean, as an example, here's maybe you've instructed each week or each day that maybe, as an example, your technicians get out 100 pieces of marketing literature. All right. Now, this could be for businesses or for residential. And maybe one of your technicians has got a big termite job, or he's got a big animal control job, and he's got to come back to the office, go release the animals, or whatever it is that you do. But he can't get them all done, and he requests that somebody help him. And this could be anybody on the staff, and they need to work together and say, hey man, yeah, give me half of those. Give me 25. I'll take 25. I'll do a little extra for you today. I know you're not going to be able to do this. That's just one example of the team working together. You got to love it. Number 6, have a price strategy in place. A strategy, guys. Don't just set your price based on the cost of your project plus your margin, or gotta get $100 an hour, gotta get $200 an hour, whatever it is. That is so that's bogus. All right, you need to understand what your LVC is, or basically your lifetime value of your client. If you don't know that, you better get to researching. All right, you need to understand what your money back guarantee average costs are. All right, you need to understand your soft costs. There's so much more involved in understanding and pricing your services than just saying I got to get $100 an hour. That's ridiculous, or $50 an hour, whatever it is that you're saying right now. Because I hear a lot of you guys out there talking about this. What are soft costs? Well, they're the costs that sometimes don't present themselves. They're hidden behind that soft little cloud. All right, little bitty things. I mean, there's so many of them. I mean, your invoices, the ink pens, all office supplies, uniforms, the cost, not the cost of maintenance, because that's easy. You guys, all y'all are talking about maintenance costs, and all y'all are talking about fuel costs and things like that. I'm talking about the little bitty costs that you overlook all the time. And these guys that are going around and underpricing everybody, being that spray the corner and leave butt crack bug guy, and in and out. You know what I'm talking about? That guy that's so cheap, and you're just so upset when you have to go up against him, and he's going to be out of business, because he's going to live and die by that price. All right, he's going to be out of business in maybe a year or a year and a half. You can't do that. Okay, pricing is very powerful. All right, it's a tool it's a powerful tool, and its importance is overlooked way too often. Okay, you got to decide what your goal is. What are you wanting to achieve with your price? Right? What is the message that you're trying to send with your pricing? That's very important. When you set your price on the higher end of your competitors, all right, so, and hopefully you guys are calling around on a regular basis. I recommend at least 4 times a year, so on a quarterly basis, sometimes even more if you can, and shop pricing out your competitors compared to how you're doing it. All right. If you're on the higher end, it creates an image of a premium product. And that's what we want. We want a premium product. We want a gutter product. When you set your price too low, you'll be hanging out with the bottom dwellers of your industry, and we don't want to be with the bottom dwellers of our industry. No way. Consider what you want to achieve with your price. All right, guys, I appreciate you listening today. If you're taking a look at this on YouTube, go ahead and like it and make a comment. I appreciate that. Same thing with my blog. Heck, I'm on all the social media platforms out there, so help me out and bring this to the top there. Until next time, this is Gannon Mahaffay telling you to go out there and live life to its fullest. Learn as much as you can and take action today.